de ese movimiento. El tiro a tercera.
Gators on baseball. Yeah, you know the name.
Skaters on Baseball, live from my car. Christian and Schmitty here with a Friday early one to get you all primed for the weekend. We're talking Doyers versus the Cubanos, but obviously we're mostly talking Los Gigantes, but just had to throw that up there for some hype because this week is the first Major League Baseball game, and they're doing two from Tokyo. Tell them, Christian.
That's right. The Cubs and the hated ones, the Dodgers, facing off in Tokyo. It's like Godzilla versus Mecha Godzilla versus the smog monster. I don't know. Probably watch the games, but I'm not particularly excited about either one of those teams. And shit. It is what it is. It's the beginning of the baseball season. That's the best part. And then shortly after, we get the Giants opener in Cincinnati.
Right. When's that? Thursday or Friday? 26 or 28, I think.
28th, I think. Yeah. So,
okay.
And I was immersed in the whole spring training thing, and then it looks like the Giants are going to drop two straight, but doesn't mean they're not playing good baseball.
Are they losing?
Yeah, Hicks gave up a grand slam, and the tide turned real quick. So, and it was what's his name? Yelich hit a grand slam off of Hicks. So,
damn it.
But
the Yelich,
dude, Luis Matos, I am backing that guy hard. Most ABs,
he hit a home run.
Most hits. So
how many strikeouts? One or two? Like none.
I think he might have two now. So yeah, we gotta be hyped on Luis Matos, right? I mean, he's
oh yeah, and no, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say he's definitely not the starting center fielder because Jung-Hoo Lee's got that nailed down. But man, it might be smart. Prudent move to move him out there and maybe move Ramos to the DH spot, you know?
I think what's going to happen is they're going to start Wilmer Flores at DH and they're going to start Yaz in right field just for at least the first game, if not like the first week. But then after they like kind of tip their hat, do the respect thing, Encarnacion's going to get the majority of the time at DH, and Matos is going to start playing right field a lot. That's what I'm guessing. And I don't like this Ramos leading off shit. It's like, if Wade's going to still be in the game, let Wade lead off versus both. I don't like the lefty righty. Like, it's kind of like disrespect to Wade to be like, oh, you can't hit lefties. You know,
but he can. He's proved it the last year and a half.
I believe me, dog. I know that.
Yeah, and you and I mean, it's like Wade leadoff spot, great on base percentage. The problem is he just doesn't have the wheels. You know, I want the speed up front. I want Jung-Hoo up there. I want anybody who can run fast. You know, if McRae finds himself in the starting lineup, he should be the first guy up, right? I mean, he's going first to home on balls to the gap. Why not get early runs?
Well, I just think that like whoever's going to get on base, and especially if you're going to get on base and make the pitcher throw a lot of pitches, like you're really benefiting the guys that are coming up after you if the pitcher throws like 8 pitches before they come up, because they're watching and they can see, oh, he's got his curveball working today. Oh, he doesn't have his curveball. He's throwing a lot of fastballs, like whatever. And then you come up and you're like, I kind of have a better feel for what you're going to try to throw me.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the argument for Wade being up there, is that he averages 8 pitches per at bat. You know, that's a lot of pitches to see from the first guy.
Well, that's why I don't think Wade should bat anywhere else. You know, I mean, the thing is, like, Adames really wants to bat second, so I think they're going to let that happen. But in my mind, I would kind of rather have Wade bat second and then have, like, I don't know, Jung-Hoo Lee, or if Fitzgerald gets it going, one of the speed guys up front, and then have Adames bat third. But he's batted second for most of his success, so he likes it there.
Yep. Yeah, and it's getting interesting at second base because Schmidt's been coming on pretty strong lately. I mean, he made a throwing error today, but he's been smacking the ball, and he's been playing second base pretty respectably. And Fitz is off to a slow start. Seems like he's starting to wake up. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. There it is.
Well, before we get too much further, I want to give my morning bros a special shout out. We've been doing the 6 a.m. early morning routine, and I got a new technique. So you go on KMBR's YouTube page, and they have the chat going. You just turn the volume off. It's awesome. You're just hanging out with your bros talking shit about baseball because all they're talking about is 49ers, right? So I got to give these guys a big shout out, and that comes with a fresh pot.
Coffee.
What?
Somebody said something about coffee.
Fresh pot!
Coffee drinker, huh?
Boys want some coffee?
Coffee. It's just French press.
Fresh pot!
Coffee.
There you go.
Yeah. That's hot. That's hot. I wish they had Murph and Marcus on two different audio channels, and you could just turn Murph off because Marcus has way better takes, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think Marcus is kind of a yes man at this point. He's still like pretty green to that position. He was the board guy for so long. I think give him a little time. But the problem is, and I hate to like condemn anybody's job or whatever, but they just re-signed Murph for 4 more years. And I'm just like, 4 more years at dad jokes in the morning? KMBR is doomed.
Yeah. Hey, I just want to interrupt with some news here because I don't want all the shit to come down on our necks. But Steph Curry, 4,000 career 3-pointers. Is that
4K?
How?
Last night and today. Happy birthday to my boy Steph.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Did it the night before his birthday.
They destroyed the beam last night. They destroyed the beam.
and the Jimmy Buckets mojo just rolls along, right? How many wins with that guy?
Dude, they're in the
Ridiculous.
6th spot now. They are in the 6th spot, and they've won. I want to say they're like 12-1 maybe with Jimmy, 12 or 13-1, something like that.
Yeah, it's incredible.
It's a whole different team. Like they're all fired up and they're having fun, and they went from last in free throws to first like within like a month. Like it's like pretty interesting.
Yeah. Is that chart all 12-1 in the Jimmy Butler era? That's insane. Yeah. That's insane. So
shout out,
anyway,
Chardall.
we had to just gotta mention it. It's insane. The blue and gold, the gold and blue beam. Yeah, it's all there.
Yeah.
So
well, what do you think? I had a little. I was debating with myself, and I think that I came to the conclusion that this weekend is going to be the answers. I think Bob Melvin didn't even go to the game today. He went to practice to see Roop pitch, and Roop fucking killed it. But I'm thinking if Bob Melvin skips a real game, well, it's a spring training game, but you know what I mean, to go to watch a practice, like it's getting down to crunch time. And Sunday, Birdsong pitches and Kyle pitch. So my guess is after Sunday, we're going to know who the 5th starter is.
Yeah, the number 5 spot should be nailed down. And I mean, Robbie Ray threw an immaculate inning yesterday, right? And then
Dude, Robbie Ray looks good.
things kind of melted down a little bit, but he looks strong, and Verlander's look pretty damn good, and Webb's Webb. And so it's all getting solidified. Hicks, aside from the grand slam he gave up today, was fairly sharp, but like you said, if Bob Melvin's at the other game watching Roop throw and Roop's going 5 scoreless with 13 Ks and only 1 walk, ooh, that's making the case, right? And I mean, yeah, he's green, but if you're going to pitch that well and you're green, so what if you're green? So, yeah.
I mean, last year at the end of spring training last year, they asked, I think, Patrick Bailey, who looked the best out of all the pitchers in camp. And like even Logan Webb said, Roop. So a year later, it's not surprising that like Roop is going to, I don't know. I think he's going to be the guy.
Yeah. It's looking like it. Harrison kind of hasn't shown up, at least not in the way that we want him to. He hasn't.
And I'm a big Kyle fan. I'm rooting for him, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure what to think of that guy. I mean, when he first came up and he got into some games, he was dominant. And he was having no problem like going right at guys, Harper, whatever it took. And then, the injuries and all that stuff racked up, and he just never really seemed to regain that momentum that he had coming in. And you look at a guy like Roop, he's coming in with a lot of momentum. He's had really strong spring. He's had one game that he got a little roughed up, but other than that, he's been lights out, man. And we know what Birdsong's got, but everybody's talking Roop. So it's like you said, this weekend we should know. I don't think Melvin's going to play those cards too tight to his chest after Sunday.
Well, the big question on top of that, obviously, is who's gonna get cut and who's gonna make the squad. And Casey Schmidt, Chris Koss, and Wisely, I think, are all battling for one position. And I was thinking about it because I'm listening to, who is it, Pavlovic or somebody, talk about how the Giants need more left-handed batters. And so I'm like, they're going to go with Wisely because of the lefty. And then I'm thinking to myself, they got this guy, Mike Lamb, right? He's a lefty. Or Jake Lamb, my bad. And he's playing like first base and DHing because he's a left-hander. And I'm thinking, if you were going to put somebody on your squad, would you rather have Jake Lamb or would you rather have Rizzo?
You mean as a left-handed option for first base that we already have a left-handed option for in Wade?
Yeah, but mostly I think for DH, I think, yeah. Basically to replace Wilmer and Encarnacion.
As much as I hate to say it, well, shit, now I'm not so sure. I think my initial vomit reaction was Rizzo, and then I thought Jake Lamb actually. I mean, look, Rizzo gets on base a lot by leaning in and getting clunked. We know that, right? The power is still there, but sporadic, and he strikes out a ton. So Jake Lamb, even though he's never been stellar, he's not Hall of Fame material. He used to be a giant killer in Arizona. I mean, I think the potential is there to actually be a little bit more of a helpful asset to the Giants than Anthony Rizzo would be.
So is he better than Wisely?
I want to say, and this is the thing that irks me because I never really liked Brett Wisely. Brett Wisely can hit a little bit, and he's had a few clutch hits. He hit the walk-off home run last year. He's had some clutch doubles. He's I don't want to say he's really consistent, but he's fairly consistent at the plate. And Jake Lamb hasn't had a super consistent spring at the plate.
So I think for me, like how I'm looking at it is it depends what you want. Do you want a guy that can come in and kind of play anywhere? Like Wisely can play way more positions. He can play all over the infield, and he can even go in the outfield if you need to. Lamb is pretty much stuck at first or DH.
Yep.
But Lamb has the veteran presence more so, I think, to sit on the bench for a long period of time and then come up and be able to hit. Whereas these younger guys that don't have the experience, like especially Matos, they need to be in the going and get into a groove. Like if you sit these guys too long, they don't have a chance. I think Casey Schmidt was an example of that. Like he sat down for a while and then he lost it all. And I think the veterans like Wilmer Flores is great at being able to just come in occasionally and still be able to hit.
Yeah.
So
With the
that's
young
my
guys,
take.
the young guys have so much energy and so much, they're trying to get there. And so that, the ability to ride the pine day in and day out, waiting to get in as a utility guy in the late innings or whatever, doesn't really work for those guys. You got to fish or cut bait, right? You got to say like, hey, like what they did with Ramos, like you're the guy now. Here it is, take your spot in the lineup. And he responded really well. And I think a guy like Matos, had he been given that same opportunity last year, he might be a full-blown starter already this year. I mean, it's just that thing. Casey Schmidt, even like these guys have a lot of nervous energy and a lot of the energy that, I don't even remember what it's like to be 23 years old and have that much juice. Right. And these guys are like, they're pumped. And so it's like, yeah, any opportunity those guys can get, it's much better for them to be playing than sitting, and especially if they're getting sent down to sack and sitting in sack and not playing as many games and the not facing major league pitching and all that, So, yeah, I mean, that's going to be interesting because they're going to have to send down at least one guy that we probably don't want to get sent down. They can only carry 25. So, yeah, see, here we go. And I don't even understand what the Yaz, like I was punching myself in the face when I heard that they paid him out his arbitration $10.5 million for 1 year. Like, you could have just let him go. I mean, teams are arguing arbitration with better players than Yastrzemski and fighting them over, $1 million. The Giants were like, oh, sure, 10.5, no problem. And to me, it's like 10.5 for a guy who strikes out that much. And I really like the guy, but from a playing point of view, like the Ks are just out of hand. The defense is the only thing that sells me on him. So,
I mean, I think Matos
that got out of hand quick. 11.
Yeah, 11-3.
7 last time I checked. Anyway,
well, yeah, I think we're both on Team Matos. We want to see Matos have his day, and he looks like he's doing everything. I mean, we're kind of broken records at this point, but he does everything that you would want him to do. And what's up? Like, we got to give him the opportunity. Northern Lights Entertainment, that might be Glenn. He's saying got to get Wilmer's bat in there every day. I like Wilmer in there every day too, but I like Wilmer coming off the bench because he's a veteran that can sit on the bench and not get rattled. He doesn't need whereas Matos needs to play every day and be up all the time and get into that role.
Yeah, it's such a strange thing with these guys that they brought back in. I don't know. All I know is, Jung-Hoo Lee's been doing really good stuff. There's a lot to be excited about. I think this team is going to be much better than people expect. And for all the naysayers and the doubting Thomases out there, it's like, you've been talking shit all off season. The second Buster got hired. How come he hasn't done anything yet? So if there's some humble pie that's going to get eaten, that might just happen this year. So get your forks and knives out, boys.
I mean, I think it's clear that they're a better team right now than they were going into last season. Just the addition of Adames, I think, is just huge. And to have the left side penciled in for pretty much 158 games to 160 games, Like these guys play all the time. They don't want to take days off. Only way you can get them out of the game is if they're injured. And hopefully Jung-Hoo Lee is healthy all year. And I think Verlander's going to quiet some of the haters. I really do. I'm not expecting Verlander to be Cy Young and win 20 games or anything, but he's a veteran pitcher. And I mean, I know that people have to say what they have to say, but there is something to be said about hearing so many interviews where all the young pitchers are sitting at the table and Verlander's leading the discussion, and he wants to stay before and after his pitching, which a lot of veterans don't do, and kind of help mold these guys and talk pitching with these young guys. And like hearing like Birdsong and Roop and Kyle Harrison talk about like his presence, it means a lot. Like, you know, people say, well, they have a pitching coach, and it's like, you could go on a skate trip and get advice from your team manager the whole time, but the minute Mark Gonzalez jumps in the van, you're starstruck and you are listening. You know what I'm saying? And that's the comparison. It's like, this guy's a Hall of Famer, first ballot. And so I think it's going to be good.
Yeah. Yeah. And at that interview, I don't know if you got a chance to listen to that, but he basically said in the interview, like in his earlier years, in the earlier part of his career, and even up until recently, he was very guarded about, you know, the secrets of the game. And he wanted to keep everything, you know, up his sleeve and not really give anything away. And he said now he's in a position where he's kind of approaching the end of his career, and he sees that he can have an impact on these young guys, and he wants to share that knowledge and that, you know, that information with these guys. We got him at the right time, you know, and I don't think he's going to be shabby this year. I mean, he's been throwing 95. You know, I think he hit 96 one time, and he's definitely got the pitches, the arsenal. So it's really just a question of longevity, conditioning, his health. You know, hopefully his elbow is fully recovered at this point. The way he's throwing, it seems like it is. So yeah, you know, and they have so much depth for, you know, potential starting pitchers that if he kind of runs out of gas somewhere around the All-Star break and they need to skip his spot in the rotation 2 times, you got guys to fill in, and it's not like you're losing much, right? I mean, that's kind of the advantage to having him, is you got the crusty veteran who still has all the stuff, and then you got young guys that are ready to fill that spot if he needs a day off. So I'm cool with it, you know, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think to our advantage, the guys that we're kind of skeptical of are all on contract years. Like if you think about it, Lamont Wade, Yaz, Wilmer, and Verlander are all on contract years. Usually that's when you perform at your best level, because you know you got to try to like impress somebody to get the best contract. So I'm looking at it like that. You know, that year that was an outlier where the Giants won over 100 games out of the last tenure. Everyone played out of their head. Everyone gave it their best. And I think that could be what happens this year. I think you're going to get a lot of career years out of these guys. I think Chapman is going to go nuts. I really do.
Yeah. I mean, it's Wade, Wilmer, Verlander, Flores. These guys are all in walk years, right? And so if we get that kind of production out of them because they want to keep playing and they want to put on a, you know, basically a showcase for the rest of the league, bring it, man. Do it. So, you know, I don't want to get overly optimistic, but I do think this team's a lot better. I do think they're going to play a lot better. I think just based on spring training, getting the fundamental stuff done, like Casey Schmidt not getting a hit, but getting 2 sac flies in one game. They couldn't buy a sacrifice fly all year last year, right? And if you got Wilmer on the bench, he's a guy, he can't run for shit, but you could totally rely on him to hit a ball deep enough in the outfield to get a sac fly done. You know, these are the things that kind of I'm psyched about. You know, it's just seeing these guys get bunts down, seeing them make the routine play, not screw it up. I mean, that stuff all works. So Looking forward to that.
Yeah, me too. Oh man, I'm up here at Parnassus Hospital up in the Upper Haight area of San Francisco, sideways in my car, trying to deal with iPhone and Bluetooth. This is the commitment I give to you guys. I wanted to point out something also. We love to bash KMBR here. And they got rid of a lot of people. One of them was John Lund, who started a new show, him and Tom Tolbert and Paulie Mack. Some of these guys have YouTube shows. But listen to what John Lund had to say on his show.
Hey, this is cool. I don't know if I've seen you, but it's cool. Skaters on Baseball. Yo, good morning to you. So everybody say hello to Skaters on Baseball. Like I said, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Uh-oh.
Big shout out from old Johnny.
That's nice. That's nice. He used to be on with Greg Papa, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Wow. A shout out. That's great.
So everybody's doing the YouTube thing, and I can't say it enough. Let's all put our names in a hat and draw time slots and just fill up a day. I mean, there's enough of us now that we could just go, 6 to 7, 7 to 8, 8 to 9, just different shows all the way through the day.
Yeah. It would be good. It'd be good. Oh man, I'm just waiting to see what happens, man. I'm like in that point now where I'm like, come on, spring training be over already, right? I mean, it's like, how much more do they have to play in spring? Let's get the season going. And they keep saying on the radio during the games, it's like, these guys all look like they want the season to start tomorrow, the way they're playing. So fuck, bring it on. You're going to have to order up.
I think there's a hat available at the web store. We're trying to get some stuff. We might have an Area 51 t-shirt in the making. You never know.
Yeah, there's that. Hey, if you're up on Parnassus, are you at UCSF up there?
Yeah.
Dude, the original Gelato Classico is up there somewhere on Parnassus. You should go get some gelato.
Okay.
I worked at the one in Palo Alto when I was in high school for about 9 months, something. It was crazy. The place, we'd have a line out the door and it'd be closing time. People didn't, they wouldn't stop waiting. We had to serve all these people. And then you get people that wouldn't tip or people that were dicks that came in. And so we mastered the air scoop. And, those gelato cups, there's a way of scooping it in there where you leave a big air bubble in the bottom. So they're getting about 2/3 of what they paid for. And it's like, yeah, enjoy, fucker. The air scoop was a big thing there. Anyways, shit.
Huh.
Well, okay. Have you revised your win totals? Are you still sitting at 85?
I'm still at, well, now I say 85 to 87, but I still got to keep 85 in there.
Okay.
The one thing that's true is we got better, but so did everybody else, kind of, except for the Padres. I think the Diamondbacks got better and the Doyers got better. So we'll see how the, inner division games go. I think we're going to see right out of the gates where we are with the Reds. I think we're kind of in the same boat, but we're the captain and they're the not captain. What do they call those guys? The stewards or something?
The purser.
Yeah, the purser. So we'll see right out of the gates. We need a strong start. We need to come out we need to come home after those first, 6 games? Is it Houston and Cincinnati? I think 6 games. So we need to come home 4-2 or better.
Yeah. And much to Curtis's chagrin, hopefully the Giants get it done in Cincinnati and then they get them again at home like a week and a half later and going to be at that Tuesday night game. That's going to be a lot of fun. So got the tickets ready to hit it up.
Oh yeah. We'll all be at the Reds game, right? When they come into town. Is that Monday or Tuesday?
That's the Tuesday night game that I got tickets for me and Curtis. So he's barting it in from somewhere. I'm barting it in from somewhere. I think I'm going to come into the city actually earlier in the day and just kind of trip around and get hyped up for the game. You know,
I'll be begging.
I think you just switched back to the external.
Oh, shit. There we go. Major malfunctions here.
Land.
The
90
car.
and 72, Chardall, huh?
Whew. That'd be something. I don't know. 90's a tall order, you know. It just seems like
That's interesting.
they're going to be above 500. How much I don't know, and how much above does it matter?
I'm hoping the A's can hover 84 wins. I think 85. I'm going 85.
Yeah. 85 seems safe. You know, I think I'm hovering around. Although I kind of vacillate back and forth between 85 and 87. Like something tells me, you know, if their travel schedule is kind to them or kinder than it's been in the past, they could potentially win, you know, 86, 87. Because the coastal teams is just so much travel. It's a drag, man. Guys are worn out, right? So Johnny says, we don't have the depth to win 90. No? Yeah, I don't think so either. The pitching depth, yeah, but any of the depth at the positions, I don't know. Schmitty's having a little technical issue. We'll see. Let's get the devices not connected. What do we got here?
There we go.
All right, back online.
85 will be against the Cubs. Yeah, Coleman's a big Cubs fan. We should get him on Tuesday or Wednesday when they're playing the Doyers. See what he's got to say about this first two games of the year from Tokyo. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. They I guess they flew over there early, trying to get
acclimated
to the time and all that and the weather. I think it's cold as shit in Japan right now. So I don't know if they're playing in a fully covered stadium. I don't know if they even have those over there. But it's going to be a home run derby because I think the dimensions of the Japanese ballparks are like a lot shorter to the wall. And they just want to see Shohei come and bang balls out of the yard. Whatever, I don't care.
Is it going to be worse or better than the Mexico? Because that was a home run fiasco.
I think it's going to be right around the same. It's going to be a home run derby, I think. You know, I mean, look at all the bats that are in the series, and then you know the shorter dimensions. I'll have to get the actual dimensions and look at it, but I think all around it's generally a little bit smaller. So you know, guys can't make it in major leagues one year and they go play in Korea or Japan, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, this guy's a monster. He hit 59 home runs over there, and then he comes back and he hits 2 the following season in the major leagues. I don't know. So Johnny says most of them are domes. That's funny because all the footage I've ever seen of Japanese games has been in outdoor open air stadiums. There were games going on during that earthquake over there in 2013. Like people were sitting there watching the lights sway around. Come to Sac for 4th of July. Oh, A's Giants 4th of July in Sac. Ooh, there are no lawn seats anymore. It's all bleachers, right?
I don't know. I want to try to do that Sac series. I bet those tickets are going to be like $5,000 or something. I think everybody wants that.
Going to be pricey. I mean, all the games are already sold out for the A's, so good for them. Just get rid of that owner and get a better owner, you know. But I've heard I've heard rumors. The rumors I've heard is the A's are never leaving Sacramento. that they're
The
already
rumors
looking at.
I heard are Vegas does not want a used team. They want a new, because they're talking about expansion teams now. Like Nashville already has a logo if they get the team. And Vegas wants an expansion team. So it's like they're the root, the home. They don't want Fisher in there. It's like,
Yeah. Dude's awful.
he's got
He's awful.
damaged goods.
Yeah. 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 They want it like the Golden Knights, the fresh thing where they get like their own team. It's like these guys are ours from day one instead of, like when teams used to move around all the time and you had, teams, the A's were in Kansas City and then they were in Oakland and now they're in Sacramento. And where are they going to be in 2 years? But I've heard rumors they're going to stay in Sac,
Well,
So, and I've also heard rumors that Dodger Stadium is not ready. That
I saw photos. They gutted that place. It's crazy.
They did. They spent, I think, $1 billion on it or something. It's something absurd. So I was texting a guy that is a Dodgers fan, and basically I asked him, I said, are they going to make more foul ground or less foul ground? He's like, it's going to be exactly the same. And I'm like, not according to the photos I saw. It looks like they're actually making the foul territory smaller. So that's what are you trying to cut down on all the wild pitches your clowns are going to throw all year?
I heard it was to build an underground casino so that their players could gamble.
That's right. They're putting a sports book in there. The Otami John's cafe.
The Shohei Ohtani John. That's called the bathroom.
Yeah. It's
Hey, I want to answer Chardal's question because he was all geared up on this 11-5 loss to the Brewers. And I say, number one thing, the takeaway from the game is Luis Matos is ready to be our everyday right fielder. That's one thing. He hit a home run. He crushed the ball. I was listening to it on the audio version, and the guy, it sounded like it was one of those no doubters where like the guy hits the ball and he's like, oh, that's gone, like no doubter. So that's good. Hicks, I'm a little nervous about, but we'll see. It is the one thing about Arizona is a lot of the pitchers can't pitch the same type of curves and sliders and different things because of the air as they do elsewhere. So those things could change drastically when they leave there. Not for Corbin Burns though.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Oh man. There's not much. What are you going to get out of that? Spring training, right? A guy can come in, he can be lights out for 2 innings, and then he can just throw one bad pitch, and it looks like all of a sudden everything's coming unglued, but it's not. I mean, I think we agree that we never really thought that Hicks should be in the starting rotation. That he's way better as a high leverage bullpen guy. And that may happen this year later in the year because they have all that pitching depth of potential starters. Like they feel like, Hicks can't go deep in games without burning his arm up. We may see that change, could be at the All-Star break, could be sooner. I don't know. So, yeah, it is what it is.
Again.
The audio.
Back to car audio.
Yeah.
Is it horrible?
I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, worst case scenario is we got the best bullpen in baseball if Hicks moves to the bullpen.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
Ooh, look at this. Chardal's got 350 subscribers. Good
whipping
job,
our
Chardal.
ass.
Very, very cool. Speaking of that, we are going to have a show on Sunday at the same time as our first annual fantasy baseball league. So if you guys want to tune in and watch a bunch of knuckleheads try to draft their teams and whatnot, it should be pretty entertaining. A lot of comedy. I'm guessing laughter for sure, because I think it's going to just be what it is. But there's one slot available. If you're wanting to be in, please email me, skatesonbase@gmail.com, and we can get you in there. Looking forward to having a pretty fun year with that, and we'll be updating it occasionally on the show as well.
Yeah, who all in here is in the fantasy league that's in the chat right now?
I think I don't know if Daniel is. I think Daniel is, and I think Anthony is for sure.
Is Johnny in there?
Todd K in there? Todd, are you? To be honest, hey Greg, I just looked. They still have the lawn right now. You can sit in the lawn for $106 a ticket, plus service fees. Prices came way down. I'm buying after your pod. You're buying for all of us? Cool, man. I'll drive up there if you're buying tickets. That sounds rad. Eight total tickets at $106 per. God,
Oh, that's only $848, man, plus service fees. Damn,
that's probably $1,000.
Yeah, I got a good deal on those tickets I bought for me and Curtis for that Reds game. I think it was under $50 for 2 tickets. So with the service fees, I missed the $9 flash sale deal. They were still advertising it on Instagram after it was already over. So missed out on that one. Yeah, looking forward to the draft for the fantasy league. It's just going to be randomly generated, I assume. So unless you rigged it somehow, you cook the books in there.
No, it does it the day of, I think, like a couple hours before the draft. Chardal, email me at skatesonbase@gmail.com, and yeah, first person to email me will get the invite. So please email me, skatesonbase@gmail.com. Yeah, I think that's going to be that's probably one of the biggest, suspense of the whole year, right? Is like, what pick am I going to get? Am I first? Am I last? Am I in the middle? Because you know how it goes. If you got last, you get 2 picks, and then first gets 2 picks when it goes back, and vice versa.
Yeah. Are we going to see trades on draft day?
You never know. I don't know. I think that would be kind of wild.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see.
Daniel, I sent the stickers out today.
Oh, sick. I got, next time we're on live, I got a little giveaway that is something that's been burning a hole in my pocket for a long time, and I want to bequeath it to somebody. So I'll have to come up with a trivia question or something good. We'll see.
I'm almost begging for 20 people in the chat at this point. And the minute we hit 20 in the chat, it's going to be giveaway palooza. So I don't know what I got to do to get you all in here, but we got a lot of stuff to give away, and we'll be happy to do it when we celebrate our first 20 chat appearance. So spread the word, bring some friends, and let's build this place.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we got another show coming up before that Dodgers Cubs series. We got to, I'm sure, just see what the weekend
Sunday,
games.
Right?
Yeah. See how the weekend games go. Maybe we can jump on and do a little game cast at the end of Sunday while they're still playing and see what's going on. I'll have to check the schedule, see what your timeline's like. But yeah, be into it.
Yeah. Sunday morning, 10 a.m.
That'll work. Let me just check and see what's going on Sunday.
That's
What do we
our
got?
draft.
Yeah, that's right. Sunday, 10 a.m. the draft. What's a Sunday game looking like? That's what I want to know.
I don't know.
Ooh, Sunday the 16th. Oh, it's with the A's. 1:05
Oh,
p.m.
nice. Nice.
A's Giants on draft day. Should be fun. All right. Otani John Sportsbook at Dodger Stadium. Yeah.
We'll have to get in touch.
Audio died. I think next time we should both do it from our cars, and then it'll just be like a complete shit show. Awesome. No audio. Oh gosh. There it is. Luis Matos. It's a good one. I think he knows. Hey, you mentioned Zach earlier. You talk about Zach Hudson, Timmy? Zach, that weird cat texts me every, I don't know, 6 months and tells me he's on the wagon and everything's cool. And then it's like, I don't know what's going on. So, yeah, is it? I think he was talking Texas last time. Zach Martin. Okay. That's better, actually. So, yeah, hyped on that. Yep, it was the Matos home run. Schmitty lives in the tech capital of the world, San Francisco, California, and he can't get an internet signal. And I don't know, maybe that you got audio now? Silent running Schmitty. Oh man. You got to get a new Tesla. One that's swastika proof. Look at this. Did you try the mute button, Schmitty? Yeah, fuck the Brewers. I'm with you on that. Not the ex-Brewers that we got, but definitely fuck the ex-Brewer that went to Arizona, Corbin Burns. Corbin's gonna get burned. Oh, it's time to shit on Farhan, is it? Let's see. How can we do that? Let me check and see. I might be able to shit on Farhan a little bit whilst we're waiting. All right. Bear with us. We're having technical difficulties. Oh, might be back. You're back.
Yes.
Oh, sweet. I was just
All
about
right.
to.
Well, I am so sorry, but this is the price you pay when you try to go the extra mile and do it from the car.
Oh, good Lord. Here we go.
Double agent
Maybe
bean
5, 10
counter.
years ago had an epiphany. Maybe 5, 10 years ago had an epiphany.
What's that?
Letting
That's
go
your
and saying I have no ability to influence the outcome of this game by the position that I'm in. Letting go and saying I have no ability to influence the outcome of this game by the position that I'm in.
It's time to shit on Farhan.
Good Lord. No, he was in a position to influence the game in a negative way, right? So fuck that guy. Here we go.
Well, did you hear about Slesser going down and talking to Blake Snell?
Yes, I did.
Did you hear what he said?
My future is bright and your future is so dim. I'm on the game like Jack when he broke through the rim. So I look through my glasses and what do I see? Your boy B Snell is tearing up this beat.
No. No.
Yeah.
Is that real?
Yeah, that's real, baby. Your boy B Snell is tearing up this beat.
There's
Wait till Nago Ned gets a hold of that.
Oof. There's some guy, I think his name was Jeremy, tried this crossover bullshit, got the facial tattoo, and then was walking around on rooftops high on mushrooms, like flipping his wig out.
Roger that.
I don't know, Snell dog. Shit. That, you know what? That makes me glad we didn't sign him. I mean, I don't know if that's new, old, wherever that surfaced from.
That's old, but yeah.
Yeah. Don't let the door hit you on the way out then. That's lame. So
let's wind it down. Sunday morning, if you guys are around, cruise in. I got to pick up my wife from the Hossy. She's probably going to be out any minute now. So yeah, you guys, it's a 3-day weekend and it's St. Patty's. So go get a car bomb or drink a NA, whatever does you right.
Yeah. Am I wearing green? I better check. Oh yeah, I got my avocado boxers on. I got some green on. I'm safe. All right, man. Well, let's wrap it up, Schmitty, and then Sunday morning we'll get on and maybe the show runs over into the Giants game and we can game cast it while we're seeing what the computer algorithm spits out as our rosters. Yeah.
I like it. Yeah, Daniel, take a look in your mailbox. Probably Monday. Should be there. I gave you a little stoker today in the mail.
Rad. All right. We're out of here. We'll see you Sunday morning.
Yeah. Take care, everybody. Enjoy the weekend. Later.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Skaters on Baseball. If you liked what you heard, please spread the word, give us a good review, or hell, blow us up on your social media if you're down. Follow us at Skates on Base on Instagram for baseball news and other fun stuff. We love comments and listener participation, so bring it with an audio clip or an email. You can email us at skatersonbase@gmail.com. We're everywhere you get your podcasts, and we'll be here all season long.
Let's go, San Francisco. Let's go, Giants.
I'm excited to give everything that I have for these next 6 seasons and, see where it takes us.
Adios! Pelota!
See you soon. Thank you.
And I am forever a Giant.